nearly as scared as I need you to be right now. Hey guys, welcome back to Chaotic Commentary. Today we're going to be reading some true scary stories. Let's get into it. Story number 1. Dead mom's ghost is still here. I have a sister who is 5 years old. She is a very lovely girl, never had any problems with it, always calm. Recently I passed in front of her room. The door was ajar and I heard her humming a familiar tune. I asked her how did she know it. She said with a smile that her mother sings it to her every day before going to bed. The problem is that her mother died at birth. Do you hear the voices of the dead too? No? I don't know. I wouldn't see this one as like a scary story because not all, I guess, hauntings have to be scary. Like, obviously her mom's not like haunting her to hurt her. Like, if her mom is still around and she's teaching her, she hums a song to her every night, she's clearly not there to hurt her. So I don't see this one as like a scary story. Next story. Ghost Riders. My friend and I enjoy mountain biking. There is this one mountain bike trail near our homes on the mountain near us, which was the very first trail we ever rode. Not riding the trail in 2 to 3 years, I decided to go on the hike with my bike up to this trail and bring back my very first mountain bike memory. Not to mention this mountain is a smaller mountain with some houses on the top. As a result, sometimes you can hear construction or lawnmowers echoing down the mountain. On this day, I could hear what sounded like a lawnmower, but as I hiked further up the steep bike trail slope, the sound sounded much closer, like a lot closer, to the point where it sounded like someone was mowing their lawn about 50 yards from me. Despite the fact there wasn't another house for a couple miles up the mountain, I get to a steep clearing and what I saw confused me. There was a small loop around the mountain bike trail that was quite small. I couldn't remember much about it except that it was a very small loop, but not once would I ever have thought that I would see a gang of people driving ATVs on this small trail. I got super freaked out that I had somehow crossed into someone's property, so I did a quick 180 and rode down the trail. I texted my friend about the incident and we were thinking that we must have rode on a different trail the first time we went mountain biking and that I discovered some sort of ATV trail. I checked Google Maps and just as I thought, not a single house for miles in this area. The next day we decided to hike up the trail to check out where those guys were driving ATVs, and what we discovered next was the most odd thing I've ever seen. And that thing was nothing. There was not a single trace that people had been up there any time recently. Also, there was no way there was even room to ride an ATV here. But even more weird, there was no way to even get an ATV here in the first place. As we walked around, we found one piece of evidence that I wasn't tripping, and that was a series of tracks that spanned about 10 feet with large ATV wheels. There was no sign that an ATV entered or left this area. I have no idea how to explain this. I thought there had to be an explanation, but there just wasn't. The way we came up was tough as it was, and there were mountain bike drops that were anywhere from 1 to 4 feet high. No way an ATV was driving up a 90-degree slope. No way. Where did these guys come from? How did they get 200-pound ATVs in this area? Makes no sense. I don't know, but now these stories aren't scary. I want spooky stories. These are not scary. Next story. House and dog sitting. In 2017, when I was 18, I was watching a friend's house and dog sitting their 2 wiener dogs and their Shepherd Lab mix. It was my friend, female 18, her mom, female 57, and her stepdad, male 59. They went off to visit some family in Northern California and they asked me if I would be interested in watching the house and the dogs for them for some extra cash for a week. I lived not too far from their home, so it wasn't an inconvenience at all. I worked at the local Taco Bell while I was going to school and usually worked 1 to 9, 2 to 10, or 3 to 11. And I worked every day but one day, which was the first day. The first couple of days went smoothly. On the third day, I worked 1 to 9, so I got off from my shift and started to drive to their house, which was about 10 to 15 minutes away, so I was listening to music. But when I pulled up to the house, I saw the 3 dogs in the street near the driveway and the garage door open and the front door open. I stupidly parked in the driveway and gathered all the dogs and got them back in the house because I was really scared that it was my responsibility to watch them and that they couldn't get lost or run over. I think somebody might be in that house, or they were. The home had 4 doors downstairs, 1 front door, 1 door leading to the garage, 1 kitchen side door leading to the backyard, and 1 back door leading to the backyard. That's a lot of doors. That's a lot of way for people to get in there. Why you got so many doors? That's a lot. All of these doors were open, including the garage door. Not the door leading to the garage, the car pull-in door, which I saw when I put up. So I quickly closed and locked all the doors so the dogs wouldn't escape. Why are you going into this house in which all the doors are open and nobody's home? You're not finding this suspicious? Like, you're so worried about these animals, and that's fine, but worry about yourself because you're going into a house in which all the doors are open and you're not the least bit suspicious or frightened about this fact. The dogs were acting normal. The two wiener dogs went to the couch and the lab followed me upstairs. There were 4 doors upstairs, 3 to bedrooms and 1 to a bathroom. All of them were open, but when the family left, the parents' room door was closed, and so was my friend's door. You're not nearly as scared as I need you to be right now. Like, what are you doing? The windows were also open, but only upstairs, which was extremely weird. So I called police and they searched the house and no one was in there and everything seemed to be okay. The rest of my stay was quiet and nothing happened. When the family got back home, they checked the house and nothing had been stolen. To this day, I'm still not only upset by my stupidness because it could have gone differently, but also I am creeped out by why all the doors were open, which seemed weird to the cops as well, because during the break-ins, usually 1 or 2 doors are open, not every single door, and upstairs windows. Yeah, I feel like you was being stupid too, because why did you even go into the house? You should have put those dogs in your car and then called police. Why would you go in the house if the doors are open and they not supposed to be open because nobody's there? Was your brain not braining that day? Because why? Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Tell me down in the comments below what your thoughts are. As always, thanks for watching. See you guys next time, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!